Today's word is Rumballs.
So that is the opening line to my brand new podcast, and that voice was Nick from the Scran Line, who's my podcast partner in crime. We've teamed up to make you guys Bake My Day, which is a Spotify original podcast, and it's all about just the funny, lighthearted side of baking, and us two who are like cake besties, I guess, just talking about all of the funny stuff that we would normally talk about on the phone late at night, but in podcast form. Our first episode's a Christmas special. It's called We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and it is out right now. I have a fun fact about eggnog. It caused a riot in the Christmas of 1826.
Or maybe like a salad to kind of mix things up.
You don't make friends with salad, Nick. You certainly don't get presents with salad. You guys can follow and listen for free on Spotify, and I will leave a link down below where you guys can check out that first episode. We'll be in full swing every week from January 29. As Nick suggested, today's word is Rumballs, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to make Rumball Ball Baubles. Rumball Ball Baubles. So Rumballs inside a chocolate ball that kind of looks like a bauble. Rumball Ball Baubles. Basic Rumballs are coconut, crushed white cookies, condensed milk, and a bit of cocoa. I'm going to zhuzh mine up by adding sultanas and spiced rum, but for a kid-friendly version here, you could do some orange zest and some orange extract. You could put in some strawberry essence, a little bit of peppermint, or you can leave these with just the basic 4 ingredients for a really nice, just a delicious chocolatey ball. If you're doing the boozy version, first up you want to soak your sultanas. So they're actually going to suck up a lot of that rum. I'm using a cup of sultanas and a whole cup of spiced rum. You guys can pick brandy, regular rum, whatever you like, but I really like the spiced rum because it tastes a little Christmassy. If you've got time, try to let those sultanas soak for at least an hour. Overnight's amazing. You'll see they suck up all the rum and get super plump and juicy. But if not, soak them for as long as you've got. I've done it with raisins soaked for as little as 15 minutes and they're still delicious. To make your rumballs, combine your 3 dry ingredients and the condensed milk in a bowl and stir it through until it's well combined. Some people will get you to stir through the dry ingredients first. I don't even sift the cocoa here, you guys. Just chuck it in, mix it around. Honestly, you're gonna handle these balls so much, there's no way there's gonna be any lumps or bumps by the time you're done. Add in your boozy sultanas and all of the leftover rum and stir it around. This mixture is going to be a little bit sticky because of that extra liquid. It's going to go into the fridge for an hour to chill, and that's going to make it easier to work with. But if you find that it's too sticky, you can always add in an extra half a cup of cookie crumbs or a half a cup of coconut. One of those dry ingredients will help just sort of bring it up to a more malleable consistency depending on how much rum you've put into yours. While that one's in the fridge, we're going to make the balls for our Rumball Ball Baubles. So I've melted some dark compound chocolate, and compound chocolate doesn't include the ingredient cocoa butter, which means it stays set at room temperature. And I'm just going to spoon it into a sphere mold or a circle mold here and just sort of scrape it up the sides with the back of my spoon, getting a nice even coat. I'm only going to do one single coat here because you've got the option to smash them at the end or also to pour over like a chocolate sauce, so you don't want this to be too thick. Pop that off into the fridge for about 15 minutes to set, and we can get on to making our rum ganache. My rum ganache is just spiced rum and dark chocolate. You're going to microwave that on 30-second intervals. This is a bit different to a cream ganache, and it's going to look a little thick and like it's separating at first, but the more you stir it, the smoother it's going to become. If it's a little thicker than you can suck up in a syringe or that falls off a spoon, just add in another tablespoon or so of rum and stir it until it's sort of a nice smooth fluid consistency. But you don't want this too runny because we don't want sloppy balls. My Rumball mixture's been chilling for half an hour, and you can see it's already got a much better consistency. So I'm going to start just rolling it into balls. Make these balls quite small because they are a little drunky and we don't want people to go crazy on them. So once you've got a nice ball shape, you can roll them in that coconut, and then you want to suck up some of your rum ganache in a syringe that is food safe and food grade, and you can squeeze, I'm using about 1/3 of a syringe into the center of each of my rum balls. That leaves a little hole of chocolate on the top, so take a bit of batter, stick it on top, roll it again, re-roll it in the coconut and stick it off to the side. We're going to chuck these balls in the fridge to chill, so don't worry if they're a little lumpy because you get an opportunity to like re-roll them super round before they go into your dessert. Side note, you guys might notice I'm not in my usual kitchen. So this is the new MyCupcakeAddiction kitchen, and part of the reason that I haven't been making videos as often is because I've been deep in renovation mode. This is not quite finished, but it is so, so close. I have this like really tiny little super adorable fridge, but I'm gonna get a bigger one. I've got these cherry neons that I'm gonna do something super fun with on that back wall. I've still got a range hood going in, and my first video back in January is gonna be my kitchen reveal, a tour, and all of the fun tips and tricks for storing all of your trays and whatever that I come up with along the way. You want to take 1/2 of each of your spheres, and I'm just going to put a little dollop of dark chocolate onto a piece of parchment paper or baking paper and sit a 1/2 sphere on top. That's going to give it like a little foot so it doesn't roll around. I'm going to fill those spheres with a few Rumballs, and I have 2 different sizes here. So I've done 4 Rumballs in a larger sphere as like a man-sized serve, and then 3 Rumballs in a smaller sphere for a lady serve, because our tolerance for alcohol can be a little different. This way I can be confident I can tell my guests 1 Rumball bauble is 1 standard drink, so don't rumble and drive, or don't over rumble and drive. If you do happen to tune into the pod, I am like munching away on these Rumballs throughout the entire thing, and I'm also drinking Nick's recipe for homemade eggnog. I'll leave a link to his recipe down below, but I'd never made it before. He sent me the recipe, I added brandy, it was delicious, and I would do it again. But between the eggnog and the Rumballs, by the end of it, I was getting a little elfed up. I think I get quite giggly and I start like spouting off rando dad facts about the origins of eggnog. It's a bit of fun, but watch these, they are definitely boozy. Let's assemble. To attach the tops, I've soaked a metal measuring cup in some boiling water, and I'm just gonna run it around the rim of the top section of the ball. You can use a skillet or a frying pan here, but they're only small, so they don't need much. Sit it down on top, and that melted section is gonna glue the top half down to the bottom half. To decorate now that my balls are looking gorgeous, our balls are looking fantastic, and it's time to decorate. So I'm gonna take a napkin and soak it in that boiling water and just rub it around the top half of the ball. That's just gonna melt the chocolate a little bit. Then I'm gonna roll it gently in the coconut, and while it's upside down, I'm gonna do the same with the damp, warm napkin on the bottom half and just kind of coat the whole thing in coconut. I just did coconut here because I didn't want to give you guys more ingredients or make this any more complex than it needs to be, but you could definitely use like a luster dust or a shimmer powder. You could use sprinkles. You could decorate this however you like. And I did consider putting little like hangy ties on top. I had some pink and white striped licorice, but then I decided they actually looked better just as balls. So I took it off and I just went with Rumball balls, not Rumball baubles. When it comes to serving these guys, you got a couple of options. You can serve them with like a little rolling pin or a big spoon and let people smash into them, eat the chocolate, and then take out their Rumballs one at a time. Or you can whip up a little more of that Rum Ganache, make sure it's nice and hot, and have them pour it over the top as a sauce. The Rum Ganache is gonna gently melt through the dark chocolate. It's all gonna fall on top of those boozy Rumballs, and these are so incredibly tasty, covered in melted chocolate. Ah. You guys, I have to, this is so yummy. Hot balls. You guys, how cute are these? So I wanted to do Rumballs, but you know I never just do Rumballs, so I would love to know what you think of my balls. I would love to know what you guys think of my Rumball desserts. Make sure you check out Bake My Day. Go and check out Nick at the Scran Line. He is my partner in crime, and we have such a fun time recording this podcast. We're really looking forward to bringing you some light-hearted, humorous, baking-related episodes starting January 29. Stay tuned in Jan for this kitchen. Oh, and if you like my earrings, I've been getting a lot of comments on these on Instagram. I'm actually releasing an earring line very soon. So make sure you hit me up on Insta, MyCupcakeAddiction, and also on Facebook, where I'll be making that announcement, and you guys can get your hands on super cute little mismatched foodie earrings just like these ones. Merry Christmas, you guys. I know it's not a traditional one. Please remember there are tons of ways to stay connected, whether it's an online bake-off with your friends or getting together with the girls with some boozy Rumballs to do gift wrapping via Zoom. Even though a lot of us can't be with the people that we love this year, it's kind of a good excuse to have a bit of a quiet one, spend it at home, and think of other ways to connect with people that maybe you wouldn't have even seen this Christmas. I hope you guys enjoyed my Rumball Baubles. I really hope you love Bake My Day. Again, I'm linking down below. Follow and listen for free on Spotify. Please let us know what you think. I want to know what you guys think of my balls. But you don't want this too runny because we don't want sloppy balls. This ball's quite small because they are a little drunky and we don't want people to go crazy on them. We're going to chuck these balls in the fridge to chill, so don't worry if they're a little lumpy. Do Rumballs, so I would love to know what you think of my balls. Hot balls. Honestly, you're going to handle these balls so much, there's no way there's going to be any lumps or bumps by the time you're done.